Those used ones were going for like 90,000. Team, I make good money, but I have no business buying a $90,000 car, trading my car in with negative equity. That's called stupidity, because I'm trying to roll in a track hawk. Okay? I almost bought one. My son and I saw one. Guess how fast they said on the speedometer? 167 miles an hour. Someone bought a Trackhawk. They took it back to the dealer. I found one. I was going to trade my SRT Jeep in. Remember, I'm negative equity. I owe like $10,000, and they wanted like 85. And I've said to myself, I'm not going to be stupid and get more in debt for another vehicle. So I bit my tongue. I said, thank you. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. So I would have had like a $1,200 car payment. That's a house. I could afford it, but why would I do that? So learn from my lesson. It was hard, but you got to learn. Let's get, so 19 to 39 years old, you're going to buy a car you might not be able to afford. Okay? I had good credit, good money, but I don't want to spend more than half of my salary on a car. That's stupid. And someone could have stolen it. Because they're stealing those Trackhawks, Scat Packs, Hellcats like that. Why should I be stupid? Not going to. Okay? So, struggling to maintain constant speed. Beginning drivers have a difficult time holding speed. Either they go too fast or too slow. It takes practice. So you got to learn to get on roads that you learn how to keep your speed. Okay, the only way you do that is, you might be able to use cruise control, but you got to learn how to keep your foot on that gas and hold it. And if you're driving for a long time, over 3 hours, you're going to get a cramp in your foot. You're going to get a cramp in your leg. Is the road test the same in all states? No, it's slightly different. But what I will say is you have to do some type of parking maneuver. You have to be able to make right turns and left turns. Love the question. Give it a thumbs up. You got to do right turns, left turns, lane changing. It's specific to your state. Some states don't have parking on there. Some states do. You might have to reverse and do a 3-point turnaround. You might have cones. It varies from state to state. But you got to show vehicle control. You got to be able to park, make right turns, left turn, merge on the freeway. Maybe do an emergency stop. Got you. That's a good one. Trouble merging into traffic. You got to practice merging. A lot of beginners go really slow. And what happens? Cars are like, oh my God, I'm about to hit this car. Why are they going so slow? True. And they swerve out of your way. Or they slam on brakes. And you're like, oh my God. So you've got to practice merging during off-peak hours. Some of the ramps, here's what I do with my students. There are about 8 ramps. If I'm going straight on the expressway, we practice getting on the ramp, getting off. Getting on, getting off. Some ramps are short. You got to pick up gas and go. Some ramps are long. You can gradually build up. You have to recognize what you need to do, when you need to do it, because sometimes there's a semi-truck in lane 1 and lane 2, and guess what? If you don't push the gas, you're going to get run over by a truck. Why? There are a lot of young, and I mean young, 90-day to less than 5-year-old truck drivers out there. Why? There's a truck driving shortage. And one of my students I just drove, his dad owns 3 trucks. His dad drives, and he's got 2 other trucks. So they stacking up money. But you got to remember, if you're driving and you get $7,000, maybe $1,000 of that is diesel fuel. Maybe you need a couple tires. They're $250 to $5. I don't know how much semi-truck drivers cost. Jay, you remember when we talked We had a truck driver from Florida, and his mom owned a nursing home. And Jay, you told me you want to become a nurse. That was God talking. You think about that. I remember. So truck drivers make bank, but you got to pay fuel costs. You've got to pay taxes. You've got to keep good tires on your truck, your semi truck, because if you have used tires, they're going to blow up on you. But if you can stay on top of your maintenance, do those oil changes, your truck will last forever. Okay? I watch a lot of YouTube videos on truck drivers, male and female. They stack in money, 21, 22, 25, 27. Hey, I'm going to do this for 10 years. I'm going to make $500,000. I'm going to buy a couple trucks, and then I'm going to be the one giving orders. Okay? A lot of people are doing this. I love those YouTube channels with those truck drivers. Cameras all inside. They backing up, pulling up, hooking up the trailer. It's so fascinating. And then what do cars do? They cut them off. Never, ever cut off a truck. Trouble, okay, difficulty navigating roundabouts. We all struggle in roundabouts. Yield before you go into a roundabout. You got to yield. Difficulty, you got to watch tutorials. I do tutorials on roundabouts. Practice with an instructor. You see my videos, first person, third person, yielding, checking traffic. You got to look deep. And I'm not saying all of my content is like super good. My goal next year, set those goals. Jay, my goal is to get a driver's ed vehicle. And right now I feel like Tesla is the best bet for me because they're such good prices. I could get a Tesla, long range, probably a Model 3, get a wrap on there, teach people 18 and up. Do the whole thing, pick you up, take you to Secretary of State, prepare you for the road test, all inclusive, set up a price. That would be very fulfilling for me. Right now, I do segment 1, segment 2. I teach teens and adults. But every time, do you do lessons? Do you do lessons? Real talk. Hold on, let me drink this water. But you remember what I said, Jay? If I'm doing it for the right reasons, God will provide me with the funds I need because I have an LLC. I don't want to get in debt doing this, but the federal government wants people like me, I'm an independent contractor, to get a car, write it off, train people. That's the only way I can do it. Yep, learn how to drive. 2025 is here for you. Set those goals. Don't get depressed. Set goals. Okay? Set goals and little bitty goals, one at a time.